Hi, this is Willie Crosby from Fungi Ally. We just wrapped up a project working with 3 different vegetable farms, growing mushrooms and selling them to their existing markets. This was completely new to these farmers, and we taught them the step-by-step process of growing the mushrooms. These farmers fruited anywhere from 60 to 100 blocks over the course of 2 or 3 months. We worked with shiitakes, oysters, and lion's manes on ready-to-fruit blocks, or supplemented sawdust. Now when these blocks come in, the first thing that's really important to do is put them in the fridge. They can last for up to 4 weeks just sitting in the fridge, and you take them out and have a different initiation strategy for each species. The first one is shiitake. Shiitakes require a cold shock, a 12-hour period of time in a walk-in cooler or outside if it's really cold, below 40 degrees. And this kind of initiates them into pinning. And then you completely take the plastic bag off of the block and place that block onto the surface you'll be fruiting on. I like to keep it off the ground on, say, pallet or on a table or something, and keep the space around the block open about 4 or 5 inches so that the mushrooms have ample space to grow out. Once the block is where it's going to fruit, you want to spray it down with a hose so that you can wash the enzymes off, and it's like a fresh bath that the shiitake's waking up and is ready to fruit. And then you're off to the races. Shiitakes should take about 10 days in order to fully mature. Once they get bigger than about this size and the cap and the stem start to differentiate, you don't want to get direct water on them anymore. A little bit of misting is fine, but you don't want to end up with super soggy mushrooms. Now, oyster mushrooms are really easy to initiate. All you need to do is take the broad side of the bag and put it down onto the surface that you're wanting to fruit from. Slice the bag from corner to corner on the top, and the mushrooms will just start orienting up towards the sky. Mushrooms like to breathe oxygen like us, so they fruit where that oxygen is available. You want to mist once or twice a day, and the mushrooms will be ready in about 14 days. With lion's mane, it's a similar approach to oysters, but instead of a slit that goes across the bag, you want to do 2 small V's, about 1 inch, each side is 1 inch, on the 2 corners of the bag. So you'll get 2 separate large mushrooms. With both the oyster and the lion's mane, the bags can be tight to each other, touching one another, and all the mushrooms fruit on the top side. This is a process called top fruiting. Now, to make sure you have healthy blocks and good subsequent flushes, when you're harvesting, make sure you get rid of all the mushroom material. With oysters and lion's mane, you can just twist or pull the mushrooms off, and this is really nice because you can get 1 to 2 pounds in one simple motion. With shiitakes, I like to cut with scissors at the base where the mushroom meets the block. Now you want to let your blocks rest for about 2 weeks before expecting another flush. Either the natural rainfalls, heavy natural rainfalls, will initiate fruiting, or with shiitakes you can soak the blocks for 5 hours to get them to start fruiting. And if you can schedule things, you can have a delivery every 4 weeks and keep things in the cooler until they're ready to fruit. And this way you have a constant supply of fresh mushrooms coming in. Overall, it's a really simple process to initiate and fruit mushrooms outdoors. If this is something that you're interested in learning more about, or maybe doing on your farm, check out our other videos and pop over to our website.